All right, hey, today we're going to make some songs in Bandlab using loop packs. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So I'm on Bandlab, I'm going to click on Create. And then instead of clicking on one of these buttons, I'm going to click on Browse Loops. And if yours looks like this, where it's showing a list of all the loops, you're going to want to click on Loop Packs so that you can pick a group of loops that all go together. So there's many different to choose from. This assignment is more about trying out lots of things till you find things that work together than having some specific formula. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to click on this Retro City Pop, driving Japanese summertime music, whatever that means. And I'm going to actually go down here and see if I can find a nice beat that I can use kind of as the backdrop for my whole song. All right, so this looks like a pretty good place to start. So if I want to use a loop like this See You Tonight beat 1, I just drag it right into here. And you can see it shows up. I want to make sure it's at the start of my song over here. And then I can just play through it. All right, that sounds pretty good. And what I might want to do is maybe vary up the beats a little bit. So right now we have See You Tonight beat 1. Let's take a look at beat 4. So I could drag that into here. And this is what I mean. So the assignment says you're supposed to have at least a 30-second long song with some changes in volume and some staggered loops. And that's what this sort of is. See how I have 2 different loops here? That's kind of staggering your loops where it's not just all of your loops go all the way to the end. So if I close this loop thing, your song also needs to be 30 seconds long. So to make it 30 seconds long, I can go on to this loop and I could drag this to go up to 18 or so. 18 measures, which is about 30 seconds. Because if I pull this over here, I can see, look, it's 39 seconds, which is just fine. All right. So at least it's 30 seconds. All right. So what I'm going to do is try and find a really good place to put this, these beats in to have a little bit counterbeat to the beat that's there. So let's look for a good spot. And I think I might want it right about here. So let's grab this and drag it right here and see how this sounds. It sounds terrible. So let's move it over here a little bit. Okay, I'm going to play at this and see a good spot, and we'll be right back.
1 hour later.
All right, so now I've done a little bit of work and I've gotten a few more tracks on here and have them spaced out how I like them, but I need to add something else. So I'm going to go ahead and go to this track right here and put it into the show, and I'm going to line it up with this one and see how this sounds. Okay, I like this a lot. The only thing I don't like is I want it to end before these other tracks start. So to do that, down here at the bottom, I can just go to these and I can drag these over to have this track end right about there. And then that way it won't go into this track. And to match up with this piece of music, I'm going to go ahead and copy this. So copy. And then I'm going to move this over to the start here, right here, and I'm going to say paste. And now that put that right in there. So as you can see, it almost goes all the way to the end of my song. It looks pretty perfect. And now I just have to do some volume adjustments, and then I should be ready to go. So to adjust the volume, what you do is you click on this little gadget right here, this show hide automation. You can see how it's set for volume. So at the very end of my song, I probably want it to fade out. So to adjust this volume, I'm going to click and make a dot. and then I'm going to click another dot, and then I'm just going to drag this down. And what this is going to do is make the volume slowly get lower. So let's see what happens. And I'll do the same for this one. So I'll click right about the same spot and over here, and then I'll just drag this down too. So let's see how this sounds. And then it goes away. Whoops, I added another dot. All right, so that is how you can adjust the volume so you can make your song fade out. You could also use that if you wanted a soundtrack to stop playing like for a few minutes in the middle or whatever. So as you can see, now I have my project all done. I have at least 3 tracks. I have staggered tracks. I have volume changes. I just need to name my project. So I'm going to click up here and call this Room 308 theme song. You guys should make a better one. And then I'm going to click publish. Room 308 theme song, and I'm going to click publish. And then it's going to take a few minutes to publish it. I'm going to hit exit. And now you can see it's processing the song like I showed you guys before. And once it's done, it'll show up in my theme or my feed. So here's my new song, Room 108 theme song. And that's all you need to do.